Weekend. Wale Bakare is my name. Great to know you're there. Omoyemi Adesoye is in the studio this morning. Good morning, Omoyemi. Great to see you again.
Good morning to you, Wale. Good morning to you, our listener. Thank you for joining us on the program this beautiful Monday morning. And let me say, happy end of the year. If there's anything like that, in Nigeria, we have virtually a greeting for every happening, for every...
It's straightforward. It's straightforward.
Happy end of the year.
If they can say Aku Corona in this Nigeria, then we can greet anything. Anyway, Mr. Samson Akindele will be joining us this morning as we take a look at the dailies this morning, making his first Monday appearance in a while. Good morning to you, sir. Great to see you. Aku
Maybe I should say.
How do you say in advance in Yoruba? Okay, Aku Pale Modu.
Yes. You can also say Aku Monday, Aku Berose, something like that. It's great to be here again on a Monday morning. Well, I've not been on holiday, have I?
Well, no, you haven't. Anyway, thank God everyone is fine, and we're here this morning. Time to eat the papers this morning. Quite a number of stories to look out for. Freshly pressed this Monday on Fresh 107.9 FM. Thank you for staying with us. This Monday morning is December the 14th, 2020. This is Freshly Pressed on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. This is where we'll take a look at the headlines on the national dailies every morning from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Good to know you're there. Joining us, Wale Bakare is my name. Omoyemi Adesoye is in the studio. Mr. Samson Akindele will be joining us as we take a look at those headlines together. The Punch, the Tribune, the Guardian, the pen-pushing newspapers, the Premium Times. Those are the options available to us. Without further ado, the Punch with this one screaming, boldly written on the Punch. Katsina mass abduction, outrage over Buhari's failure to visit school. 333 still missing, says governor. That's on the Punch this morning. Virtually all the dailies with the report about the abduction. Katsina school attack, 333 students missing. That's according to Governor Masari. That's on the Premium Times this morning. The pen-pushing newspapers also with that report. Gunmen abduct large number of students in Katsina as governor orders closure of schools. Is on the pen-pushing newspapers this morning. Because, well, in case you missed it, the pen-pushing newspapers, they talk about the situation in Lagos. Governor Sanwo-Olu tests positive for COVID-19. That's something that started flying around since late Saturday. Speaking of COVID-19, the Punch, 20 generals test positive for COVID-19. SGF in isolation. That's on the Punch as well this morning. Boko Haram attacks Borno town, kills soldier, 4 civilians. Is also on the Punch this morning. Blacklist, NSCIA faults US, can over religious intolerance. That you will find on the Punch this morning. The Premium Times, they also have the latest as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. Is right there for you to look out for. Bring back our boys. Nigerians express outrage at kidnap of students. That is on the Premium Times this morning. The pen-pushing newspapers with some other headlines for you to look out for this morning. Polytechnic expels student jailed over internet scam. There's another one. Nigerian army shot dead scores of Boko Haram terrorists. Okay, well, Nigerian army shoot dead scores of Boko Haram terrorists. Recover cache of ammunitions is on the pen-pushing newspapers as well this morning. Quite a number of headlines talking about security on many of the dailies this morning.
Just like we have on many of the dailies this morning, The Guardian also has this report. Fury over missing Katsina students. Experts warn of second wave of COVID-19. Buhari misled to shun reps summon, says Afef Babalola. Also on The Guardian this morning, Senate uncovers others refund of 145 million naira PIB media consultancy fee. And the Nigerian Tribune also has some headlines to look out for this morning. Abduction, bring back our boys. Protest rocks Katsina. SGF boss Mustafa goes into isolation as family members test positive. Also on the Tribune this morning, Nigeria records 418 new COVID-19 cases. Saka Balogun Committee report reveals why Oyo PDP leaders are against Makinde. Also on the Tribune, NAS summon you were ill-advised, Afe Babalola tells Buhari. We'll take our first break on the program this morning, and when we come back, we'll get to talk about some of these headlines.
We care, College of Health Technology. We care, College of Health Technology. Education is the best legacy. Do you want to be the best health worker in the future? Do you want to acquire the best in terms of technology? Then admission awaits you at government-approved Wicare College of Health Technology. Admission is on into School of Dental Health Sciences, School of Environmental Health Sciences, School of Public Health Nursing, School of Health Information and Data Management. Requirement for admission, credit and pass at 2 sittings in related science subjects to study 2 or 3 year course. Obtain your admission form at Wicare College of Health Technology, Old Ibadan, Ishagamu Road, Iperu, Ogun State. Wicare College of Health Technology is affiliated to Oyo State College of Health Science, Eleyele, Ibadan. For inquiry, call 0905-711-9611, 0905-711-9611.
So, then don't that gidigba berekete. For Abeokuta Ogun State, their name na Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. They be on get for clearing and forwarding agency to send anything to anywhere in Nigeria or to abroad. Relax. Shoba Services Nigeria Limited will help you send them to anywhere. Local and international delivery like letter, documents, and parcel. Not be only this one be their job. They sabi about all this one as well. Yeah, and safe ride, yeah, ticketing, insurance. Shoba Services Nigeria Limited. Go meet them for their office today.
Where day number 47 Olusegun Shoba Road, Okelewo, Abeokuta.
Their WhatsApp number be 0818 900 8976. Telephone line 0802 387 5069 and 0818 900 8912. Website www.showoba.com.ng. On social media, Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Email sowkltd@yahoo.co.uk. Showoba Services Nigeria Limited. Make una go meet them today.
ẹ̀yin inú ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín ẹ wá máa gbọ́.
dádì mi wọ́n ti múná lọ jẹnẹrétọ̀ ò dé ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ wá kó ṣe sí o.
ọkọ mi fún mi máa ti kú kẹ́ mi ò dẹ̀ ti pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán àforí láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500 bẹ́ẹ̀ ni 19,500 péré ni o kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31 yára wá mú tiẹ̀ kó tó tán.
Thank you for staying with us. Freshly pressed this Monday morning on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Let's get straight to it this morning and start with this story on The Punch. Katsina mass abduction, outrage over Buhari's failure to visit school. 333 still missing, says governor. Comes with the riders. It's shocking. Buhari is in Katsina and can't visit Kankara. Nigerians, that's on The Punch this morning. Parents protest. PDP alleges tear gas attack on protesters, flays federal government. Our focus is to resolve students' abduction, not politics, says presidency. You'll find all of those on The Punch this morning. Prominent groups and Nigerians from different walks of life on Sunday took a swipe at the President Muhammadu Buhari over Friday's abduction of students of the Government Science Secondary School, Kankara, Katsina State. Most of those who reacted said Buhari had failed and said they were shocked that the president had not visited the school despite the fact that he is in Katsina State on a week-long vacation. Those who commented on the abduction of the students and Buhari's inaction included the coalition of northern groups, the Middle Belt Forum, the publicity secretary of the Afenifere Yinka Odumaki, the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, and the Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization, Ohaneze Indigo. Also on Sunday, several Nigerians took to the social media to lambast the president for failing to visit the school. However, the presidency, through the special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said its focus was how to quickly resolve the issue thrown up by the abduction of the students and not politics. Shehu said this in a telephone interview with one of Punch correspondents who sought to know from him when the president was planning to visit the school. In responding, the presidential aide said, "As I speak to you, the Minister of Defense and Nation Service chiefs just left the place when told that Nigerians were already faulting the president for not sending the delegation while he's currently in the state." He said, "Our focus is about resolving the issue. Leave us out of politics," he said. Buhari criticized for failing to visit school is a rider that comes with that story. Is right there. Self-defense, only option left for northerners. That's according to the coalition of northern groups. Protests, rocks. Kankara is on the punch as well this morning. PDP alleges tear gas attack on protesting parents is another on the punch. 333 students still missing, as according to Governor Aminu Bello Masari. You'll find all of those on the punch this morning. Is on many of the dailies. UNICEF seeks immediate release of abducted students is on the punch this morning. It's a long read. Katsina mass abduction, outrage over Buhari's failure to visit school. 333 still missing, says Governor. Because this has happened, unfortunately, makes it the third of its kind in this kind of fashion. There was the Chibok, Dapchi, and now this one in Katsina. It hasn't always been the president's way to pay a visit to where some of these things happen. It has always been, the president condemns, the president condoles, and then there is some. In fact, recently in Borno State, when the Borno killings happened, it was there were emissaries sent, led by the president of the Senate. But for a number of Nigerians, they're saying this happened in Katsina. Incidentally, you are in Katsina. Then why shouldn't you pay a visit to the school already?
Well, this is where I see it. If he's going there, we'll bring back the boys immediately. Let him go. If it will not, let him stay where he is, in his house, and enjoy his private visit. It's really something disheartening that we have a president who was healthy enough to get on the Air Force One plane to travel to Katsina. But they couldn't even, I don't know how far.
Do we call it Air Force One in Nigeria too?
Yes, okay. That's what they call it. Not as popular as that of the US. That's the #1 aircraft that the Air Force manages. NAF 1. So, Kankara, I don't know how many kilometers it is to where the president is. If it's too old or too weak to be driven to that place, maybe a shopper will have helped. But this president's communication team is the worst I've seen in history.
Well, from what I see, 2 hours, 37 minutes, 190 kilometers.
So, get him a shopper. Let him go there with all the security arrangement and all that. Let him just stand in a place there. He might not necessarily move around. We know Baba is old. Nigerians knew he was 73 when they voted for him. So nobody, if you have a 78-year-old man at home, father, you know what he can do. So old age shouldn't be the excuse here. But you can help him. But I tell you, the people around the president, I think if he doesn't know, or if the people themselves don't know, they are his worst enemies, not the people criticizing him. They tell him things against what is going on in the street, what people are saying. Okay, I will appear before the House of Reps. His lawyer or government lawyer said no, he shouldn't go. Another APC governor started doing that. So for me, he's going there is bad enough. But if he's going there, will not bring back those boys. Let him stay where he is. I would prefer that they act, and by this evening, they will tell us that, yes, they've rescued these boys. That's the most important thing for me. When the Chibok thing started, perhaps that's the difference. This one, nobody was denying the fact that students were kidnapped. We wasted 3 weeks during the Chibok saga. When
arguing
it happened,
over, yes, it happened.
Government
yes,
of the day
planned.
saying no, it was planned, blah, 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 until the girls were taken too far away from us. And many of them have still not been seen. I think over 100. Whether they've been killed or, like we've heard, they've been married off, kept in one corner there and all that. So I think the thing for me is that I'm disappointed that the president could not visit that place, even as we speak. I won't be surprised if, from what Nigerians have been saying now, somebody will now hurriedly arrange a visit. Whatever it is, that will just be like a jamboree to me. The visit might just be like the normal condemnation that we get. The boys should be rescued. No argument about it. The boys should be rescued. For those who are saying they don't want to play politics, now when they say presidency, you know the people that are talking. Two men leading that communication team, that's what they will say. They will just tell you that, oh, because it's PDP talking, they will target politics.
Don't get us into politics.
Yes, and they won't do what they should have done. They won't tell the president the right thing to do. It's unfortunate.
Let's even put aside the president visit to the scene. Let's look at the angle. Like Wale said, we had the case of the Chibok girls, the Dapchi school girls. Now over 300 boys were abducted from a school. And how did the insurgents take away the boys unchallenged without any stoppage? Or
it's a question we continue to ask. I remember these questions were asked with Dapchi Chibok.
Yes.
So how can they, just move boys like you said without
somebody said maybe they even went there with Marco Polo buses, to tell everybody get in, let's go, and they started moving. It's rather funny, at the same time scary, how that kind of movement could be done. It shows again that while the government was somehow sleeping, these bandits, yes, I'll call them bandits, but this is not just banditry anymore. If we still call it banditry, I think we are deceiving ourselves, because bandits will not go to that kind of place and take away all they want to do. They are like thieves. They just want to visit you, do some wreckage and take away things. Now they are taking human beings. These are not just bandits anymore. So I think the fact that they could do that means that there's nobody gathering intelligence in this country. The security forces, they are not gathering intelligence anymore. It's clear, because somebody should have seen these people. If you were not there when they were planning, they moved from somewhere, and they couldn't. Nobody could say, "Oh, something is about to happen.
Something fishy
is about to happen."
Interestingly,
how many men will have taken 300 boys? How many people will have taken 300 people away, boys away? You can also do the calculation. So I think something is wrong somewhere. Like we've been saying, the real Boko Haram have always been there. We now have political Boko Haram. Do we have political banditry?
Interestingly, because this happened in Katsina, it has raised questions about the handling of, the whole insecurity situation all along, the banditry. You remember there had always been that practice in Katsina of negotiations with the bandits, some of them dropping arms.
That's what they've been doing everywhere, because now, they believe they were overwhelmed. And
now a number of people are saying, well, you showed to the bandits you were weak by negotiating with them, by begging them and all. And now
it's a sign of weakness, at the same time irresponsibility, if you do that kind of arrangement, something that has not ended. Do you know how many banditry groups do you have? Boko Haram too, they did the same thing. They were doing this amnesty thing. The amnesty thing was different from what we had in Niger Delta. And now you say you are de-radicalizing, and at the same time you are taking care of them. But the people, the situation they created, they are still creating, is still there. We still have people that are not being taken care of at the IDP camps. Now you are taking care of the people that made sure that they were homeless. They were fatherless. They didn't have no mothers again, no wives, no husbands. And you are taking care of those ones. Well, they now know that, look, it's not the solution to this. It's either you fight this without sentiment, fight to finish, or you just answer. And this is what is happening now. It's like, we have surrendered to banditry and terrorism in this country.
We've
always been reactive anyway, not proactive.
That's another thing.
We've not been having good intelligence, or maybe some people gathered intelligence and the authorities are not working on that.
I was just going to say that what happened over the weekend, of course, throws up the discussions about insecurity all over again. Remember, some weeks back it was the killing in Borno State, and now this over the weekend.
I was still talking about security. Last someone you were ill-advised. Afe Babalola tells Buhari. Founder of the Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti Abuad, Are Afe Babalola SAN, has said President Muhammadu Buhari was ill-advised and ought to have appeared before the National Assembly to explain his government's efforts in addressing the deteriorating security situation in the country. Worried by the worsening security in the country, the House of Reps at penultimate week invited the president to appear before it to talk on how his government is working to address the ugly trend. The president had earlier fixed last week Thursday to appear at the chamber, but the visit was cancelled following advice from the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami SAN, that the lawmakers lack the constitutional power to invite the president to the House. The governors of the All Progressives Congress, APC, also told President Buhari not to appear before the lawmakers who were out and determined to embarrass the president. But the frontline lawyer, who noted that the invitation by the lawmaker was not out of place, said the president was wrongly advised in shunning the country's lawmakers, which are the reps of the people. The rest of that story is on the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Over the last week, we had a lot of reactions concerning this issue of the president not honoring the invite of the House of Reps, and some even talk about the constitutional aspect and all. But this SAN, Afebola, is talking about courtesy, that maybe the president should have, out of courtesy to the lawmakers, honor their invite.
Courtesy to Nigerians, not just the lawmakers, because they are representing Nigerians. And like I've always been against this bicameral thing, if we are to allow, unicameral system to work, we should just retain the House of Reps and do away with the Senate. These are the representatives of the people. So when you answer them, you are telling Nigerians that, look, you are for them. But like I said earlier, we still have to blame the president. I remember the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, appointing advisors at that time, and in a statement he said that, look, you can advise me. Mine is to take your advice. But it's the other way around with PMB. President Muhammadu Buhari would rather listen to those people advising him than for him to say, look, this is what I want to do. Now, I need to go to this place. Arrange the security. Oh, yeah, let's move. But it's the other way around. He's supposed to be the one leading, but they are the ones leading him. It's unfortunate. We heard the statement that, okay, I have accepted the invitation, I will appear. So it means the fear was not even in him to appear.
At first.
But some people raise the fears in their own minds and put it in his own mind. Some people said the president might be embarrassed. Some other people were saying a lot of other things. Are we saying we don't have a president that has the capacity? First of all, the House of Rep members will allow you to address them on the security situation. You are the commander-in-chief. We've seen that happening elsewhere, but we only, especially Nigerian politicians, they will only emulate what they want to emulate from Britain, from the US. But when they feel that, look, it's not going to work for them, they will go the other way.
Create their own.
This has further damaged the integrity of the president. It means if the president says, I am coming, he may never come. It means we cannot take his word for whatever it is. He dropped the word that he will go, but by the time the APC governors, Mr. Malami and some other people, by the time they began to throw information out there, they muddle up the media space, and of course they confuse the old man, and the man tactically just withdrew that, oh, maybe they will embarrass me, maybe they will ask me questions I won't be able to answer, maybe something will happen, maybe they will beat me up and all those things, and Baba just moved back. So I think it's not good again for Mr. President to have allowed himself to be led by the nose. He shouldn't have been led. He's the leader, because at the end of the day, now I just mentioned former President Olusegun Obasanjo. We mentioned good Lord Jonathan. We mentioned other presidents. We also mentioned him. We will not remember Mr. Malami and some of these APC governors advising him now, because Nigerians voted for him to be the president, and he is the president.
All right, we'll take a very quick pause and return to talk about the situation in the country as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is concerned. Over 400 new cases reported yesterday. Remember, on Saturday, we found out that the Lagos governor, the Kaduna governor, went into self-isolation. From reports this morning. The SGF, Boss Mustafa, has also gone into isolation. We'll talk about all of this in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
ẹ̀yin inú ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká wòtẹ́ẹ̀lì àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín. ẹ wà máa gbọ́.
Daddy mi, wọ́n ti múná lọ. Jẹnẹrétọ̀ ò dé ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
Ó ọkọ mi, fóònù mi mà ti kú kẹ̀. Mi ò dẹ̀ tí pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán. A ní láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
Má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí. Ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 19,500 péré ni o. Kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí. Àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31. Yára wá mú tiẹ̀ kó tó tán.
Ogun State shout out to the Lord 2020. My brother, my sister, come make we jam body to holler God name in this ogbonge praise program. We go shake everywhere gidigba. Now SDK Universal Concept they call una to come shake una body and sing to the Lord. Where gospel artists go dey jabrata. So they sing ogbonge song they give Baba God. Gospel artists like T.Y. Adewale aka Nagon, Ayon Jesu, Shawale Jesu, and them Baladisa. Other gospel artists them na Lolade Adeleke, Tosin Alao, Adeyenka Alasheyori, Chigozie Wisdom, Bumi Omijo Ojumi, and RCCG Praising. Every door where the devil don't close go open gidigba. As una dey carry praise give Baba God. Na Prophet Taiwo Ojo go minister for work. Na there we go dey jam body give praise to Baba God at Ogun State shout out to the Lord 2020. Date Friday 18th of December 2020. Venue Olive Event Center opposite Immigration Office Okemosan Abeokuta. Time na from 8 p.m. till dawn kelele. Ogun State shout out to the Lord 2020. Believe me, before una comot una go see the glory of Baba God.
I dey think, oh, I dey think, where the Lord go come from. I dey think, oh, I look up, I look down, I see phone for my hand, Oh yeah, Express for Express loan, na sure banker, oh,
Hard life no dey pay anybody o. That na why EcoBank land with Express Loan. Loan wey everybody fit get wey dey save with Express Save. Dial *326# to open your own Express Save account today on top your phone. Bang bang bang, you don open am. No wahala. And with Express Save, you go fit get boku chance for Express Loan.
Express Save for Express loan, na sure banker, oh,
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Thank you for staying with us. Still freshly pressed this Monday morning on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Just following that break, we would get our attention will be crossing over to the COVID-19 stories on many of the dailies this morning. Nigeria records 418 new COVID cases. Total now 73,175 is on the Tribune this morning. The Tribune has the breakdown of the new cases. The states that recorded new cases yesterday. Lagos at the highest 113, the FCT 86, Abia 47, Kaduna 39, Rivers 27, Katsina 22, Benue 14, Oyo 13, Kano 12, Enugu 8, Edo and Imo 7 each, Bauchi, Ebonyi, Ogun 6 each, Ondo 4, Nasarawa 1. 1,197 people have now died of COVID-19 in the country. That's 3 more than the previous 24 hours. The active cases again going up in the country. Remember, some days back we had active cases in the range of about 2,000 and something active cases in the country. Now 5,888, gradually getting close to the 6,000 mark. Anyway, the discussion across so many various fora is how we appear to be losing ground on the gains that we've made in time past. because of some of the things that we failed to do and some of the things that we are doing now. Nigeria records 418 new COVID-19 cases. Total now 73,175 is on the Tribune. SGF boss Mustafa goes into isolation as family members test positive for COVID-19 is also on the Tribune this morning. Some members of the family of the Secretary to the Governor of the Federation and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID, Mr. Boss Mustafa, have tested positive for the virus. He announced this in a statement he personally signed in Abuja on Sunday night. The SGF informed that they tested positive on Saturday and are presently asymptomatic. According to him, both himself and wife, however, tested negative. He said, I would like to inform the general public that some members of my household tested positive for COVID yesterday evening. Although they are currently asymptomatic, that is, they are showing no symptoms, they have been isolated and are receiving care in one of the government treatment centers. My wife and I tested negative or remain in self-isolation and work from home according to protocols by the health authorities. Because he went on to remind Nigerians that COVID-19 is real and stressed the need for us to continue to obey all guidelines, wash your hands with soap and water, wear your face masks in public, something Nigerians appear not to be interested in at the moment for one reason or the other. But it's on many of the dailies this morning. The Guardian says experts warn of second wave of COVID-19, and then there are a number of other dailies talking about it. For some people, once the numbers started going up, they began to talk about, oh, it's a second wave, it's a second wave. But the scary part is a number of experts have come to tell us this is not a second wave. It's still just the first wave. The only thing is there's a resurgence because we've thrown caution to the wind that we failed to obey these guidelines that have been spelled out there. I know we've spoken about this over and over, but for some reason it appears it's not getting into the ears of our people. And then you begin to wonder, what else do we have to do? What else can we do? How do we begin to get people to obey these guidelines? Some have spoken about enforcement. The authorities continue to appeal to the sensibilities of Nigerians and saying you need to obey these guidelines if we are to be safe at this time.
Well, I don't agree that we made any gain. I disagree completely. What we had was that immediately after the ease of lockdown, the lockdown was a forced one, like a force majeure on everybody that look, things were beginning to get tighter. The personal economy and national economies were crumbling, and we just had to hit the lockdown. People were at home, they couldn't earn anything, some were losing their jobs, so that happened. So what followed? Carelessness from the leadership down. Even during the lockdown, the leadership did not lead everybody well. Many of them kept moving around as if nothing was on. Why you kept the people at home, you know, not because you want them to suffer, but indirectly they were suffering from the lockdown. Now, the political campaigns followed. Again, Edo, Ondo elections. How many in the two states? Tell us how people were able to follow the protocols. Even the governors themselves, the political leaders, all of them. Everybody went about without even thinking whether there was still anything like COVID-19. Then after that, the NSAS protest. That one followed. Now, parties are happening everywhere. Nobody's talking about COVID-19. The churches that when they reopened newly were following the protocols. They were not following it. Jumat services were going on. All these things were there. And if you agree with me that everything rises and falls on leadership, you still blame it on the leaders. The followers have their own, thing to follow. Many of them will tell you that, look, hunger is killing people. And when you say hunger is, I'll say you that are saying it, you are still alive. If you can still feel hunger, it means you are still alive. So why not, for you to enjoy life, why not keep yourself safe first? Is it too much for you to observe this protocol? We are not on lockdowns anymore. The experts are just saying that, look, wear your nose mask, wash your hands regularly, avoid crowded places. If you must be there, protect yourself and all that. Is that too much for you to do? And you say hunger is already killing people, so you don't want to do that. The second wave is not here, and we never made any gain. State government just stopped testing people, and we're having reduced figures. So that's why we are here. Now that they are in Europe now, lockdowns being reintroduced in some countries and all that, with our economy already in recession, I don't think that's an option. It will just mean that everybody will just have to take care of themselves. That is what you have to do. Now, the governor of Lagos State, that man who has been everywhere, you know, when I heard that news, it's not as if he's a special human being to other people that have been having it. But I tell you, people might disagree. He has worked very hard, you know, just to make sure that the people of Lagos, which of course they live in that's the epicenter of what we are talking about here. But for him to have come down with it, I think it was first the Commissioner for Health in Lagos. Now, these are the people leading. So when it happens to them, what happens to those that they are being led? I mean, in their team, you know, the CPS in Lagos too at some point, and all these people. So if it could get to them, it can get to you. So what people need to do is not to look at who is irresponsible. You have to be responsible for your own health. Like I've been saying, I've said it many times on this program. Anywhere they're having any discussion about the reality of COVID-19, if you are not sure of your own health status, not even COVID, please walk away. Many Nigerians don't even know the ailments they have in their body. That's why somebody will just go down like that and the person is dead. So do we even go to the hospital to check ourselves? We don't. So I think if you don't know your health status as you are now, please just abide by those things. Water and soap we use every day as we take our bath. Then the face mask. Now we have cloth face masks everywhere. If you don't have the surgical ones, there are many ways you can protect yourself and your family. Look at the students, even at schools. In those schools now,
the attention has really gone down.
They don't wear face masks again. The teachers don't wear it again. They don't wash hands again. Everybody just feel like, no, it cannot get to me. But people are dying.
All right, 20 generals test positive for COVID is on the Punch. SGF in isolation.
Even the generals.
That's on the Punch this morning. It's everywhere this morning as far as COVID is concerned.
Well, as much as we all want COVID to go out of our countries and all, still COVID-19 is still very much with us. Let us try as much as possible to adhere to all the safety protocols, wearing of face mask, maintaining social distancing, staying indoor if you have to, and if you must go out, ensure you wear your face mask, and also personal hygiene is key.
Very crucial.
COVID is a visitor.
Very crucial.
A very stubborn visitor. It doesn't want to go.
We have to
force it out.
Okay, we'll take a break now, and when we come back, we'll take some of your tweets, and of course, we would open the phone line. Stay with us.
When the desirable becomes unavailable, then the available becomes the desirable. Now, the desirable is here. Brought to you by Aquifer Water Technical Services. The days of installing problematic boreholes are over. Aquifer is here to make your desired dreams of installing boreholes in the most seamless, technology-facilitated way a reality. They pride themselves on high integrity and professionalism with accurate and impeccable underground water survey. Their boreholes and installations are with up-to-date technology. You can also count on them to help you maintain your borehole to make it long-lasting. All their equipments are from overseas. Do you have a borehole that is giving you issues, or you want to install a new borehole? Contact Aquifer Water Technical Services today at OM68, second floor, Omida Shopping Mall, opposite Omida Market. Telephone 0803-521-9273 or 0815-568-7878. Aquifer Water Technical Services. We excel in borehole technology.
ẹ̀yin inú ẹ̀rọ ká ṣiṣẹ́ lọ látàárọ̀ ká délé pé ká wò tẹ́lẹ̀ àfi wẹ́lò iná bá pín. ẹ wà máa gbọ́.
Daddy mi, wọ́n ti múná lọ. Generator ò dé ṣiṣẹ́. Ẹ wá kò ṣe sí o.
Ó ọkọ mi, fún mi má ti kú kẹ́. Mi ò dẹ̀ ti pa àwọn oníbàárà mi tán. A ní láti wá nǹkan ṣe sí o.
Má jẹ́ kí wàhálà náà dìbà ìgbádùn rẹ nínú ọdún tó wọlé dé yìí. Ra Lumos Solar ní owó tí ò gani lára 19,500. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni 19,500 péré ni o. Kó o sì jẹ ìgbádùn náà ní kẹlẹlẹ nínú ọdún tó dé yìí. Àǹfààní yìí wà láti November 9 dé December 31. Yára wá mú tiẹ̀ kó tó tán.
I dey think, I dey think, I dey think, oh, I dey think. Where the load go come from? I dey think, oh, I dey think. I look up, I look down, I see phone for my hand, eh. Oh yeah. Express for express load, na sure banker, oh, eh.
Hard life no dey pay anybody o. That na why EcoBank land with Express Loan. Loan wey everybody fit get wey dey save with Express Save. Dial star 326 hash to open your own Express Save account today on top your phone. Bang bang bang, you don open am. No wahala. And with Express Save, you go fit get boku chance for Express Loan.
Express Save for express load, na sure banker, oh, eh.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Thank you for staying with us. Freshly pressed, still on Fresh 107.9 FM Abeokuta. Let's get to hear from you this morning at Fresh FM Abeokuta on Twitter. That's how you get your thoughts across to us. The numbers 0815-432-1079, 0815-432-1079, 0818-111-1079. Tell us your name, turn on the volume on your radio. Get straight to your point. 60 seconds. That's all we've all got this morning. So we can all have our say this morning on the program. We'll definitely we'll take some of your tweets. First off, just before we get to the phone lines this morning, quite a number of them in already. Raji Afiz Abidemi says a country where 333 students are kidnapped, marched through the country's territory, yet the military cannot find them. But if it were a peaceful gathering for good governance, the military will become gods. They should please find those children. It says that's on Twitter this morning.
Edma Bayome, if I was the president, I would be deeply embarrassed and hurt by the audacity of the bandits to strike in my state at a time I'm on vacation in the state. I'll immediately relocate to that community instead of sending delegations and give the security bosses 48 hours.
It starts with if I was the president. He went on to say to retrieve the students without... Okay, he says give the security forces 48 hours to retrieve the students without any casualties or they get the boot. Unfortunately, I'm not the president yet. Sometimes it's hard to disagree that Nigeria isn't on autopilot. Bad Adam Lola says on abduction in Katsina, Nigerians should now see it as a norm that the president doesn't visit. All the leaders will condone, etc. This is the worst so far in the history of this nation. Kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, etc. He says only God cares. S.A. Lawal, the question that keeps popping up in my head is how on earth were almost 400 students kidnapped and nobody saw nothing? No security personnel that could foil such an attempt. Brave abductors that keep taunting the government, obviously. It says Buhari has failed, hopefully. Well, it goes on and on. Some of you thought we'll get to your tweets. We'll get to more tweets in a moment, but let's talk to you via the phone lines now this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you
Good
calling
morning,
from?
my sister. I'm Claudia from Abeokuta. Good morning, Nigerians.
Go ahead.
Let me go straight to my point, since we are given 60 seconds. You see, I want to go along with Papa Afebabalola. Buhari prefers to be led than leading. I see him as a replica of an automobile that was created to operate on gasoline, albeit if not fitted with that necessary source of energy supply. It's available for me to say it's probably managing, then whereas it's it's a kind of a non-performance. And then what is the purpose of being there? It's supposed to lead. It cannot visit National Assembly. Likewise, some people are saying should have visited the scene of the people, the students that are probably thinking to have.
Hello?
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 Okay, you're still with us. Yes, wrap it up quickly. It was
okay,
network.
Let me quickly round off now. Let me quickly say this. Why should Buhari continue to show lackluster attitude and procrastination in everything that matters to this country? It's quite unfortunate, the bad behavior.
All right, Mr. Carter. Thank you very much. Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Quickly, please.
My name is Fadi Manuel Abiodun. I'm calling you from Amalasho, Abekuta here, sir. I quickly want to talk about the President's refusal to
Go ahead.
honor the invitation of the House of Reps. The refusal is such that shows that we don't really have a leader in this country, because the representatives are representing the Nigerian people, and they invite him on one of the major responsibilities of government, which is security. And on a daily basis, Nigerians are dying. Do you know, even if you have a chicken and they are dying on a daily basis, you will be moved, you will be concerned to see what exactly is it that I have to do so that these chickens will not die. And example is what happened in his state. It's quite unfortunate that lives of Nigerians do not matter to the president. Thank you.
All right.
My take this morning.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. 0815-432-1079, 0818-111-1079.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Here's Solomon on the line. I don't know whether Mr. Thompson is in the studio this morning.
I'm around.
Yeah.
Are you just joining us, Mr. Solomon?
No, I listened to you before, but I've not heard his voice when people are making comments.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
All right, go ahead.
Now, Mr. Thompson, for the past, you know me very well. For the past 12 years now, we have been battling with this issue of the insecurity. You remember during the time of Jonathan and the other side, you understand what I'm talking about. Those people who criticize.
Hello? Wow, we lost that call. You might have to try again. The connection not the smoothest. You might have to try again. Hello? Wow. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Wale. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sampson.
Morning, sir.
I'm happy to hear your voice again this morning.
I'm happy to hear you too.
Mr. Waid, hello, good morning. Oh, we're unhappy to lose your call. Do try to call us again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Wale.
Yes, good morning.
Moyeni and Samson.
Morning, sir.
My name is Paul Oni. I'm calling from Abeokuta. I hope the phone has not changed my voice again. Like
no, it hasn't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, it is a sad day in this country. It is a very, very sad day. Samson has done his best to talk about what is happening, dodging all the pitfalls of NBC Hammer in a country
what
where...
What NBC Hammer?
Yes, now, let's say the truth.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. It is disappointing that, truly, like Professor Wale Soyinka said, we don't have a president in place. We have somebody being managed by other people. We are ruled by many people, and they use this man called Buhari as just somebody that has a figure to be used as president. Can I continue, please?
Where with you? Where with you? Wrap it up. Where with you?
So you can imagine now, 333 pupils were kidnapped and nothing is happening. He should resign now. He should resign. Nigerians should come together to ask this man and beg him and kneel down. Everybody should kneel down on the streets to beg this man to resign now so that we can have a president. That is what I want to say.
But Mr. Oni, you can't force, because you're saying people should come. It's a question of do
no. The most a better option for us is there. Tell your representatives
exactly, because
to do the needful.
Plus,
if the man is not going to resign, I think that's the next option. To tell him to resign now, some people will go back into history and tell you certain things that happen. So, but I wish it could happen in my lifetime.
Nobody has resigned.
Where something will happen and somebody will resign, or a governor or a president will be impeached.
Even the ones that are being dragged there and there for stealing money, they rather faint in court than...
Even the lawmakers that invited the president, many of them don't have the guts to do certain things. Some of them, even if the president appears there, they won't be able to say certain things because if you have certain things, if you have some baggage yourself, you will lose the moral temerity to do certain things.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Wale.
Yes, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. Engineer Falabi, I'm calling from Sunday.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, if you can remember, during the time of 2014, the time of Jonathan, why the government of the present one said they should change Jonathan was because of insecurity many other things.
Yeah.
So if you can bring up yourself to say you will solve the issue of insecurity and you cannot solve it, come out and apologize to Jonathan. People at ABC, come out and apologize to Jonathan.
And there will be security
Instead of
again.
bringing us back to 12 years, come out and apologize to Jonathan. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Well, is that the issue is solving the security situation?
They all have not done well.
We were
former
listening
President Jonathan.
We were listening to the former president some days back when he was saying he's not in the best position to talk about security situation, saying everyone needs to support the current administration.
Of course, you have no choice.
And he didn't even mention anything about wanting an apology. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Samson, once again. I am Wahid. I'm calling from Abel.
Quickly, Mr. Wahid.
Yes, I have two issues. The issue of this security we are discussing. Yes, the insecurity is in the land, no doubt about that. But you wanted to dig into this matter. I mean, Samson, when you were talking, I think it will baffle one. I don't know, how would 330 pupils, students, be carried away just like that? If there is no something, if something is not there, we should really get it right. There is insiders. I think this issue is more of internal problem than the way we have been looking at it, and that is what we should probe right now. It happened during the Jonathan era. It is happening now. What is happening? How did we get to this level? Why are we not getting to the root of this matter? I think this is the question, or those are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Because anybody cannot just come and carry and just drive away 330. How many people got there to carry them? That is number one. Finally, the issue of COVID-19 we are discussing. Now, we should be very careful. We should not say because of religion we want to lose our lives. Mr. President or the COVID-19 task force has said, let us leave Christmas carol.
Well, anyway, we got your point. Sorry. Hello, good morning. Last call, it has to be.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. My name is Raji calling from the People's Parliament in Abeokuta. 230 pupils. Quite very disheartening. Something must be done. Whether we are going to take Mr. President to change the chiefs or whatever, something must be done. Nigeria is going to the comatose state. Good morning. Have a pleasant day. God bless you.
All right. But let's just wrap things up as far as the tweets are concerned. Wolufadi Babatunde says it's quite unfortunate the present administration is yet to learn from the past, because almost the same tactics that was employed at abducting the Chibok and Dapchi students by the bandits still interplayed here. I bet you things couldn't have gone worse as this if OBJ were to be in power. Well,
Ekitikete on Twitter, I quite appreciate the analysis of Samson. Okay. A lack of adequate info gives room for rumors. PMB should have used the opportunities to clear the air on several things, but one can conclude that the president is incapable.
Honorable Ademola Vanga says Governor Sanwo-Olu tested positive for COVID. SGF Mustafa goes into isolation. Army generals tested positive. The number from NCDC keeps rising. Brethren, the signs are ominous. And we sincerely hope and pray against the second lockdown. He says we all must act responsibly now. All right. Facebook, there are a couple of you who joined us live. Many thanks to you. Oladigbolu Campos says he's watching us live from Ibadan. Thank you. Taufik Olanrewaji says, gentlemen, nice work. Very sad experience under the nose of the president. I believe before you could convey 400 students, it will take hours. Says something is still fishy. Ayon Toyinbo says, good morning. On the abduction of 300 boys, this is another devilish plan of breeding more Boko Haram pawns. They must have purposely targeted the boys for this aim. It is so sad we've got no serious government in this country, he says. Unfortunately, when you have things like this continue to happen, you would continue to have people criticizing the government, making statements like the leaders are incapable, we have no leaders, and all of the statements. The hope at the end of the day, for the immediate thing, the Katsina situation, is that these boys are recovered on earth as quickly as possible, and that we get a hang on this security situation as quickly as possible too. We have to run now. Mr. Samson, thank you for your views this morning.
Thank you for having me. Let me leave this for every leader out there. I take this from John C. Maxwell. It says, and I quote, "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." President Muhammadu Buhari, please show us the way. Good morning. God bless Nigeria.
I'll take mine from the NCDC. Please wear your face mask wherever you go this morning. Wale Bakare is my name. Enjoy your Monday.
My name is Omoyemi Adeseye. Enjoy your day.
Broadcasting worldwide, the latest hits and the greatest memories. Fresh 107.9 FM.
FM lábẹ́ Olúmọ ó kilẹ̀ fàlàfàlà.
Ìbẹ́pẹ tó pọ́n lápọ̀jù. Ó jábọ́ ó fọ́n ká. Ó fọ́n á ló bá tán. Èso dáradára ti fọ́. Adégún kẹ̀kẹ́ kọ́ lọ́mọ ẹlẹ́yin gbogbo ẹ̀yìn ti fọ́n ká.